Peace, beloved. I'm Dr. William H.Myers, Professor of New Testament and Black Church Studies at Ashland Theological Seminary in Ohio, and Senior Pastor of the New Mount Zion Baptist Church in Cleveland. I bring you the word for the day from Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. It's part of what's called the wisdom literature. This is said to be from Solomon, that sage, that wise man, considered the wisest man to ever live. Here's what he says. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and destruction. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Interesting thing, few things for us to focus on here. In this instance, it's not talking about fear like being afraid of God, although that ought to be the case. I don't know who in their right mind does not have some fear of God. But this is fear in the sense of awe. The awe and the reverence of God. The sage says, this is the beginning of knowledge. So, if you want knowledge, the first thing is you ought to have some awe and reverence for God. Now, it doesn't say that that's where you stop in terms of knowledge, but that is where you begin. How can you gain any knowledge of any lasting, everlasting value without first of all recognizing God? Now there are many people who would say, well, I don't have to recognize God in order to get knowledge. I can read books. I get experience from just living. But see, this is the foolish talk. The fool who despises wisdom and instruction. I'm sure you've met some people, you can't tell them anything. In fact, that's what the old people used to say about fools. They said, he's a fool. You can't tell him anything. But if you want to understand the deepest things of life, the very important things of life, it starts with your reverence for God. Everything else, in terms of your accumulation of knowledge and wisdom and instruction, ought to be built on that. God bless you. God keep you.